So we are conducting, as we speak, a phase 1 clinical trial in men and women with solid cancers. And we expect this phase 1 trial to be completed soon. A phase 1 trial is a dose-finding trial, so it's a safety trial. We start with a very, very low dose of the drug, and we build up to doses in successive patients to find what we believe to be a safe dose to take on for further testing in other trials and in other combinations with other anti-cancer drugs. We're actually quite encouraged by the fact that this drug mechanistically could work in various kinds of cancers, and to this end, we're starting to work with other cancer centers in multi-center studies. And we've, together with University of California in Los Angeles, this is UCLA, we have established a collaboration, and we've established a phase 2 trial, which is what we call an efficacy trial. So we're going to see if we can get tumor shrinkage by using DCA in women with advanced breast cancers and for men and women with a common kind of lung cancer called non-small cell carcinoma of the lung. And we expect this to be completed soon. Once that study is completed, we will be reviewing our results and we will be posting our next steps on our website. So once again, at present, we are just finishing up the phase 1 study in advanced cancers and solid cancers. And at present, there are no other clinical trials open in India.
So I think that's what we have to say, so I think we're open for questions.
Wow. So if anybody has any questions from the table?
Hi, Dr. Mackey. My name is Trish Esterworks from CBC Radio. Can you tell us how many people are involved in the trial that's underway right now?
Well, hello, Trish. We have started this trial at the University of Alberta to discover the appropriate dose of DCA to use in the next step trials. And to date, we have treated 18 patients on the phase 1 clinical trial, where we have started with a very low dose and brought the dose up twice to achieve what we think to be a safe dose. We're seeing patients that are able to tolerate this without particular problems that would lead us to be concerned. We are entering more patients on at that, what we believe to be the safe dose level, and we need a further 6 patients at that level for this phase 1 trial to be completed.
Police?
Just clarify again the results of those tests.
Okay. Well, let's start with the patients that are doing very well. They responded very well to therapy. Now, I have to be very, very careful because we can't come to any conclusions with regards to efficacy with this small number of patients. The other factor that's very, very important is as I mentioned, there are 4 varieties within this umbrella of glioblastoma multiforme. And they are genetically very, very different. And they could respond very well to one form of therapy, not at all to another form of therapy. So 5 patients really, we have to be very, very careful in drawing any conclusions. All I can say is that at 30 months, these patients have been, the 2 patients have been quite stable. One developed a tumor cyst and required surgery just within the last week. But this is very, very good. I remind you that the mean survival is 14.6 months. So that really is sort of our meter, our metric to go by. But we're more concerned about determining, and this is where Dr. Michalakis' lab was so important in that when we would take a biopsy of tissue before the patients were placed on DCA, and then if the patients had to have recurrent surgery for progression or drainage or tumor cyst, then we had the opportunity to look at those cells after they were treated with DCA. And this is very, very rarely done in clinical trials today. So we have this advantage of of working within the Department of Surgery, Neurosurgery, and within the Department of Medicine. And this collaboration has given us very vital information. So I think we have to stress the mechanisms of the therapy and how DCA works. And this is the important message. And we want to inspire other centers to jump on the bandwagon and look at modifying or manipulating the metabolism of cancer cell, which is so different than normal cells. So I think that's the message we're trying to relate to you today, not the therapeutic aspect.
And that's more important than you can imagine at this point, because just think of that. It appears that we have cured cancer in animals. Every month there is a cure for cancer in animals, but in humans we are doing very poorly. And a part of that is that often what appears to be the mechanism in the control environment of an animal model or in the lab has nothing to do with the complex environment of a human being. So this is why when an MIT researcher from one of the most prestigious cancer institutes, the Koch Institute at MIT, writing this editorial about work, he chose that as the major strength of our trial. The fact that we're able to take tissue before and after, something that is not done adequately or at all in trials, because people are often caught into, did it work, and lose the fact that whether it works or not, if you don't know what it's doing to the human body, you're not in a good start.
So in addition to, and maybe you don't have these numbers, but in addition to the 5 and then the 49 that you have studied, do you have any idea the numbers involved through the other institutions? How many patients have been studied sort of all together?
This is the first study on humans with DCA, so there hasn't been any recent trial on DCA, except the UCLA arm. I believe they're starting.
At present, in Los Angeles, together with us, they've enrolled 3 patients so far in the clinical trial. So it's, again, early days. We're cautiously optimistic, but we don't have outcomes on those patients.
And you say that this is quite a small study. So despite that, you seem to still be fairly confident that you're moving things in the right direction. So looking ahead then, since the numbers seem to be still too small to draw any major conclusions, how optimistic are you to sort of take this to the next level then?
Well, of course, we're not confident, as you said.
Okay.
We're optimistic. So challenges like that, you have to do one thing at a time. And when we did our animal work, a lot of people said that you're never going to move that to a human being. You're giving false hope. So we're proving that we made the first little step. And although we don't know if we will be able to make step number 3, we're confident we're going to make step number 2. And we'll see from there.
So you are confident?
That we're going to make the next step.
Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks.